See, there's your problem. Why would you head to the Black Mamba floor? Why would you get in and press the... Anyway. Hello everyone, welcome back to Jimothy Listens. My name is Jimothy and aespa are back. We have new aespa and I am so excited. aespa are one of my favorite groups, if not my favorite group, at least on a music front. If we take a little look back at, aespa's previous releases, at least last year, Next Level was my favorite song of last year, full stop. It was my most listened to song. I named it as my song of the year. It's phenomenal. Savage, the album, is the best K-pop album ever made. Argue with the wall. It is. It's perfect. It is phenomenal. So, coming into this next album, we have, obviously, or at least I have, very high expectations for aespa. And this has been a kind of interesting album rollout, as we've got 2 pre-release singles, which is something that doesn't really happen that often in K-pop. The first one, Illusion, is fantastic. It's a great song. Hang on a second, my cat's yelling for me. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Illusion. I have been listening to it non-stop since it came out. I think it... Yes? Why are you being so loud and annoying? I'm trying to do something. You're so cute. Okay, so we're gonna do the rest of the video like this. Illusion's a great... Ow! Ow! I don't know if you saw that, or if she strategically hid behind me when she bit me. You know that Purple Kiss song, Pretty Psycho? It's about this one. Yeah. You saw that? You saw... Illusion is wonderful. I'm not going to go too much into it. If you want to see my first reaction to it, I made a video of that, and we'll be listening to it again today. So, I'll talk about it when we get to it. And then the other single that they released is Life's Too Short, which is easily the worst song they've ever put out, completely ignoring the cringe lyrics of it. The sound of it is just boring and flat and completely void of any personality. And then you add the lyrics back into it, which are at best cringe and at worst just really annoying, and it makes for not the best song. It's not horrible, I can vibe to it, but it's a low point for aespa, so I'm very interested to see where this album goes. Is it gonna stack up to Savage? No, not a chance. Even if every other song is on par with Savage, it still just can't reach that level. But that's good, because it means we've kind of immediately just dropped any overbearing expectations for it, and we can just appreciate Girls for what it is. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Obviously, we'll start off with the music video for the title track Girls, and then we'll listen through the rest of the album. And by the rest of the album, I don't mean the whole thing, because the version on Spotify is actually 9 tracks. They've included, they have 2 versions of Life's Too Short, the Korean and the English version. And then at the end, they've also included Black Mamba, Forever, and Dreams Come True. For some reason, I guess just to get them more streams. Why not Next Level? I'm not sure, but they're there. I'm not gonna listen to them in this video. They're great songs. They're wonderful songs. We don't need to listen to them. So we'll go from Girls to, and I don't need to listen to the English version of Life's Too Short. Well, so just the first 5 tracks. Why'd they have to make it so damn confusing? Come on now. Anyway, let's get into this. Alrighty, here we go. The Girls music video. I'm so excited. Let's just get straight into it. Oh, hi. See, there's your problem. Why would you head to the Black Mamba floor? Why would you get in and press the... Anyway, stop joking around. It's time to listen to some good music. Yep, love that industrial pop sound. Absolutely. Nice little groove to it. I like the red. Oh, that's sick. Yep, that's... Oh, those big guitars coming in. That's fun. That's very fun. Nice little transition between the I members and the real members there. I love the big strings in the pre-chorus. Alright, give me this chorus. Cool. I like that choreography too. This bit's interesting. Does the mixing sound weird? No, I think that's just my ears being weird. It's very, like, you know, like intense and kind of cinematic feeling almost. Oh, and then there's Icarina. I'm gonna have to, you know, read theories about the story for this or whatever, aren't I? Oh, hi, Navius. I really like that choreography, that shape there, the leg up at the knee. It's a really nice shape. I like that. Bridge. Bridge is quite sort of normal by aespa standards. I love when they normally just go for a batshit crazy bridge. Oh, that's a fun bit of production there. Oh, that's tasty. Oh, that's super tasty. The textures on that, so like fuzzy and that's nice. Another bridge, why not? Give me a second bridge, hell yeah. Yeah, you smash that shit, whatever that is. Okay. Oh, we've got story. Oh, that's Black Mamba done for, is it? Smash the rock and Black Mamba fizzles. Cool. Alright, okay. So, first thoughts, I don't know how sold I am on it. And by that, don't get me wrong, I like it. In fact, I really like it. It's just that aespa has such a strong track record for title tracks, just purely from that first list in there. I don't think it stacks up to Black Mamba, Next Level, or Savage. Which isn't to say, like, obvious, like, it's still like an 8 out of 10 song or something. It's just not that, you know, 9 to 10 range that they usually sit in. I'm actually going to watch it again, and I want to turn the subtitles on just to get some story stuff, and also to hear it again. And I mean, I'm going to hear it again when we go through the album, but just to see it again, because I am slightly invested in the aespa storyline. So let's give it a watch. Let's turn subtitles on, and let's see what's going on, and also see if I'm more into it the second time. I mean, I already was into it, but just to really see if it really hits. I'm also going to talk less, just so I can watch. I love that guitar. The fact that only shows up once in the song. Yeah, that chorus is so much fun. But this second half of the chorus is not as fun. And I think what I was saying about the mixing before, I think the backing just sort of slightly dips in volume. And that kind of, it's just a little bit jarring. I might be completely making that up, but it felt like that. Oh, is that a new buzzword? Recall? I don't recall seeing that before. This chorus hits. And then does it dip? It feels like the volume dips. I don't know why that transition from the first half to the second half of the chorus just sounds weird to me. I like that guitar going in the back of this bridge. It sort of makes it feel almost like, it gives it like a James Bond secret agent kind of feel, while still feeling very much like aespa's kind of, you know, industrial glitchy kind of sound. And this break is really nice. Also, that's kind of anticlimactic story-wise, isn't it? To beat Black Mamba, they just had to pull a rock in half. Okay, no, I like it. I think if anything, let me get back on center, and I don't know if it even is like not as good as their other title tracks. I think it is as good. It's more just, this is something that I was worried about when Savage came out. The aespa sound and formula is kind of a gimmick that can get stale quickly, and I think, I'm not saying it has yet, but I think it's starting to. I think it's time for aespa to kind of switch it up and try something new before they just fall into like the same patterns. The best thing about aespa's music from like their first year as a group or whatever is that it was exciting and it felt new, and each new release was like, oh, here's something like cool and interesting. And now that's kind of the expectation. And so even though Girls is a song that really is pretty similar to Savage, it kind of doesn't feel as good just because we've already had Savage. I think, honestly, if you released them the other way around, if you went Girls to Savage, then I'd be saying the same thing about Savage. No, I wouldn't. Savage is much better. I don't know, I need time with this one. It's interesting. But I think this also does feel like kind of an ending of a chapter, both in terms of story. Like this song, in the story at least, it sort of seems like they were almost like recapping the events up to this point and then being like, okay, let's very quickly sort of kill Black Mamba off, which I thought they did in Savage, and then apparently not, and then they might not have even here. I don't know. That's the other thing about aespa, is the story stuff needs to run its course at some point, because if they just keep trying to go, oh, and then this happens and then this happens every time they want to release music, eventually it's going to become just some situation where it's gone completely off the rails. So I feel like after this, it's a good time to almost do like a soft reset of aespa, kind of start chapter 2 in terms of story and also in terms of like sound, possibly find some way to kind of shake it up and make it different and exciting. Interesting. Anyway, that's enough about the title track. Let's get into the album. From the top, first 5 tracks, and we'll see how the album plays out. I'm excited to hear some of these B-sides. Actually, in fact, there's only 2 new tracks, Lingo and I See You, that I haven't heard yet. So I'm excited to hear them. But let's start at the top with Girls again. All right, let's go. Yeah, I think the beat, it's just like, it's not complacency, but it's kind of, it feels like they've kind of worked out their sound, which normally would be a good thing. But the thing that I found so interesting about aespa at the start is that it kind of felt like they were throwing things together and sort of experimenting with like what could work. And I love that guitar. That's what I'm talking about, is this sort of chucking that electric guitar in suddenly in a way that's very fun and exciting. But that only pops up just in that one instance, and then they're like, okay, go back to the kind of electronic industrial pop trap sound. Yeah, I like this chant chorus. But again, a chant chorus, they've already done better on iEnergy. Like, I think this song kind of feels like all of the best parts of what aespa have done so far kind of condensed into one. But because they've already done them, it kind of just feels a little bit less fresh. So it kind of just lives in an interesting place where I think quality-wise, it's just as good as anything they've put out, but it just doesn't have the same level of excitement. I totally lied about that guitar not appearing again. It's there. I just apparently wasn't listening closely enough. I was probably talking. It also just doesn't have the same kind of dynamics as like a Savage or a Next Level. Like, what I loved about Savage is that the beat was quite kind of like empty and sparse, and like Next Level just constantly was shifting from sound to sound. Whereas this kind of, I don't know, this feels like a more straightforward song, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just that I adored the kind of reckless just chaos of their earlier stuff. Hey Jim, remember when you said you weren't going to be comparing this to their other stuff and you were going to like listen to it for what it is? Where'd that go? Yeah, you're right, Jim. I'm a dummy. I'm a big dummy. Let's. I'm sorry. Yeah, because this chorus is great. This chorus is really good. Yeah, I'm still not a fan of how it like chills out for the second half of the chorus. It kind of just like, you've got all this like tension building and then just kind of like drops it a bit. It's also a long track, that's 4 minutes. Dang. Anyway, on to the next track, Illusion. Now this. We have that. Love that. Like, this is fun.
Look at you. 빨라지는 걸음걸이. Look at me. 호기심을 자극하지. Look at them. 알아챌 수 없는 거리. 올라다리. 딱 좋은 타이밍.
Like, and especially what makes this song so good isn't even the like production. Obviously the production is great, but the performances from the 4 girls are so charismatic and fun in this song. All of the little rap moments and stuff have so much personality in them. I love that so much. That's just so much fun. And the kind of idea behind the song of that just like actual like eating someone is, it's weird and it's fun. I like it, and the way that they've incorporated it with the like, you know, slurp sounds and stuff is very, it sort of adds just another layer to the song. Like, listen to these raps. The performances, all of their voices are great. Like, honestly, I feel like this might be the girls' best performances they've ever done. Like, obviously there's better vocal performances in other songs, and there's probably better raps as well, but in terms of just like the pure like character in their voices and stuff, this song is phenomenal, and I love this chorus. That little 3-note da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da is so nice. And this bridge. I love that yummy, 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 you tummy, tummy, tummy. It's so stupid and I'm so here for it. This again is a very kind of like straightforward song in terms of like structure and sound. But I think, I don't know, this one, do I like this better than Girls? That's an interesting question. I'll have to listen to Girls more to really like know where it sits. But at the moment I think I actually still might like Girls more. Interesting. Great song. Alright, moving on to track 3, Lingo. This is a new track. Let's hear it. Hello?
Hey, I think they want to talk to us. Should we let them join? Nah, they don't understand our lingo.
Excuse me? Excuse. That's tasty. I love that flow. I love that bass. Or that, just something jumping out. Why does this have like a country flair to it? That like harmonica, this is what I was talking about with the exciting, fresh, just throwing things in there. That's so much fun. Oh my god. I'm back. That's so much fun. The kind of like harmonica, old school laid back vibe, just suddenly crunching into like a, you know, SM, like electro pop kind of, oh, that's so much fun. Oh, I love that. That's so good. Like, this is just like a fun, bright song, like, but that like bass in there just hitting like, oh, ha, 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 ha. This is aespa. That's so, like, this is so weird. This is so strange. I love it. I love that. That's super fun melody. The dun dun dun. Super just like sweet, simple. Like it feels almost like a little childish or something. That's so much fun. That's a great song. Yeah, I'm so here for that one. Okay, moving on to... Yeah. Honestly though, this coming after Lingo kind of makes sense. And also, it being the Korean version means I don't have to listen to the lyrics of it. I don't get why K-pop groups... Well, no, I do. But I hate that K-pop groups... That sounds really weird in Korean. Anyway. It's really interesting the K-pop groups, when they're releasing an English single, feel the need to make it just bland and tasteless and completely nothing and void of any fun. And I mean, it comes from the fact that that's what Western pop sounds like at the moment. But it's just like, why would you do that? Like, if you just think, like, what's the best K-pop English release of recent memory? If you're saying anything other than The Feels, please leave my channel and never come back, because obviously it's The Feels. And that did really well and was amazing because it was a Twice song that just happened to be in English. Instead, all of these groups are like, oh, we're doing an English song, we have to make it sound bad. BTS. It's just, why? Why? But yeah, having this song after Lingo actually works really well in terms of like sequencing, because you've had like, look, going from like Illusion, which is just like hard electronic, intense, kind of punchy, quite aggressive, and then going from Lingo, which kind of has that bass but has the really like fun kind of laid back, lighthearted elements on top, which then transitions into Life's Too Short, which is just that like light, bright, regular pop sound. It actually like works quite well. Does it make me like the song? Still not. I mean, it's not that I hated the song. It's still aespa's worst song by a long shot, and I wish it didn't exist. But okay. This makes me very interested to see what the last song, I See You, is gonna be like. Going offline, guys. Are you kidding me? I mean, I guess they've continued the evolution of going from that aggressive electronic style to mixing the elements together to basic pop sound and now to fucking acoustic ballad. But this is not what I meant when I said switch your sound up, because this has just gone to the even blended direction. What the fuck is this? aespa, you were the group that I loved because you didn't do this shit. Okay, it's cute when that breaks in, and it's kind of fun. Still, should aespa be doing a song like this? Absolutely fucking not. But do I hate it? No. Tell you what, I'll forgive this if it, like, halfway through, it just suddenly, like, Black Mamba attacks and it just gets, like, crunched up and grundled. Grundled? That's not a word, but kind of gets across what I mean. Just, like, turns into a ball of harsh electronic noise. That would be sick, and that would be what I want from aespa. But I don't think that's going to happen, because I feel like SM have seen how popular aespa are and have gone, oh, okay, we should give them lowest common denominator boring songs that everyone will at least tolerate. The people who are already fans of aespa aren't going to stop being fans of aespa for it, and the people who aren't fans of aespa might be turned on by a boring ass song like this. So, what is the point of this? Was anyone wanting this from aespa? Like, if you want to hear a song like this, go listen to any other K-pop group. Like, literally just why? That's a disappointment. Okay, well that's that. And then yeah, we have the English version of Life's Too Short, Black Mamba, Forever and Dreams Come True. All much better songs. Well, not Life's Too Short. Even Forever. I actually really like Forever, which I know sounds weird because I've been saying I don't like the basic ballady stuff. But I think Forever coming out right after their debut pretty much and sort of being like a, hey, we can do this as well, just so they don't get completely pigeonholed into one thing, I think was like a good choice. And the song is pretty, so I like it. But that doesn't mean that they had to do anything like it ever again. And I guess they didn't. ICU is a different song. It's much more boring. The shade. Okay, anyway. So, girls. I want to go listen to Savage now. I'm gonna be honest. Like, obviously I went into this knowing it wasn't gonna be as good as Savage, but that didn't meet my expectations, that album. I don't think it's bad. I don't hate it, but I liked it less than I thought I was going to, and that's mainly because of that 1-2 punch from Life's Too Short into ICU. There's a very nice surprise there in Lingo. I think Lingo is phenomenal, and that's the direction that they should sort of be pushing, because it felt new. As much as I don't think Lingo is a better song necessarily than like Illusion or Girls, Lingo was the most exciting because it feels fresh, and that's what I want from aespa, as I've been saying. I'm purely talking from my experience here, which is that aespa for me, like, I first heard aespa from Next Level. I heard Next Level and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then when we got to that beat switch part, I was like, and just immediately fell in love with it, and then fell in love with aespa because of that. And so that's always what I've sort of associated aespa with and really liked about them, is their ability to sort of just like slightly kind of break out of boxes and be like, oh, you'd think we'd do something like this? Nope, here we're going to do that. Which I guess they technically kind of have, in being like, oh, you thought we were going to keep making cool electropop? Actually, here's a bland acoustic track and a weird cutesy ballad thing at the end. I don't even know how to describe ICU, but I guess the difference is when Next Level threw something new at you, you were like, oh my god, this is delicious, a groovy, funky, little like almost old school hip hop kind of vibe. Whereas when this album throws something new at you, it's, here's the most boring song you've ever heard in your life, which is unfair because it's not the most boring song I've ever heard in my life, but it's the most boring song that aespa's ever made by a damn long way. Am I talking about Life's Too Short or ICU? Both. So yeah, that's Girls. Final thoughts, favorite tracks, Girls, Illusion and Lingo. Least favorite track, is it Life's Too Short or ICU? It's probably Life's Too Short still, because ICU, I feel like now that I know what that song is, when I go back and listen to it again, I'll be like, okay. And there are like little cute moments in it that kind of will elevate it, whereas Life's Too Short, the more you listen to it, the more it's like, ugh. So yeah, Life's Too Short's the least favorite. First impression score. This is a tough album to score because the highs are really high and the lows are pretty low.
So everything started at 5. Do I like it? Yes, it was a 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that region. It's definitely between 6 and 9. It's probably not, like, it's not 8 even. It's a 7? It's a 6.5? It's a 7.
It's a 6.5? It's a 7, because those first 3 tracks are really good. And the last 2 aren't even that bad. It's just that they're not what I really want. So it's a low 7. It's like a 71% or something. 71 for now. Sure. So yeah, that is all I have to say about Girls. What are your thoughts on this album? I'd actually be really intrigued to hear what other people think. I really want to hear other people's thoughts on this. So let me know in the comments your take on this album. And otherwise, I will catch you later. Oh, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, aespa. I'm going to go think for a bit.